Hey guys, what's up? This is Arden here from Foresight. I would like to welcome you to our new interview series called This is an Interview I'm Excited For. It is still a working title, by the way, but I'm very excited about this interview as we've been really working on this for the last couple months, as we just really wanted to give artists another platform where the focus is on them 100% of the way. You know, you still see artists on the podcast, of course, with myself, Wills, Taylor, and AK, but let's face it, I think it'll be a little more fun, perhaps, to learn more about them and really have to focus on them. And I have the perfect first guest for this episode. I got my man SteelyOne in the building. I gotta do the fake introduction handshake as I've said over the years. But just a little Backdrop on how I met SteelyOne. I remember it was, I guess, near the top of the new year. Shorts and Tay, salute to them. They had like a little get together at their crib in White Plains, where it's supposed to be like a little rapper get together, where it's like, hey guys, come play music, let's cook up, let's exchange ideas, let's share some good vibes. And I remember because it was on a Sunday, Wills and I did a rare Sunday recording for the show.
Okay.
And I remember I pulled up with him to Shorts' house. I remember it was you there, obviously Shorts, Tay, Oak was there, Johnny Price, City, Scotty, there was a lot of guys there, and I remember you was there. Yeah, a very talented group over there, and a lot of great records was played that day, and yet your records really stood out, in my opinion, the most that day. And I remember from that time I just started following along, because I remember Wills put me on you a bit. And I remember just following along and just seeing your progression so far this year, the live performances worldwide, literally, the music, everything. But it hit me not too long ago. I was like, I'm seeing what this guy does on social media. I'm paying attention to it. I'm in tune, and we're grateful for the fact that you've been supporting us as well, over at Foresight. And then I was like, wait, I've never really took the time to listen to a body of work. So I had to do my research, and I played that White Lennon.
Wow.
Damn, that was tough.
That means a lot still.
Strangers, really messing with.
Oh, that's heavy.
Really like the intro. That was tough.
Shout out Cool Kid and Smart.
Grandma's House.
Wow.
The joint with Omega was tough as well.
Yeah, Omega's amazing.
And the project, it made so much sense for you to make that kind of project, because I just think so far it's, from what I've seen of you, my look of you when it comes to just rap is just the fact that you're such a versatile artist in regards to just lyrically speaking, how you want to go about it lyrically in terms of your flow, the production, the willingness to even jump into the melodies, and it's something that really impressed me. And to get to where we are now, again, having this sit down, having this interview. How are you feeling, by the way, man? What's been going on?
I'm feeling excited to just be here, to actually just have another day.
Yeah.
On Earth, period. I'm feeling excited also just to the point of music and how, I don't know, it feels like lately for independent artists, everything is just literally resource, party, a follow, a video, a rhyme, a lyric away from getting to that next level. Like everything is so on point for it to happen. Like I'm saying, it just feels like, you can do anything right now and it can spark a fire to get you to your next level.
And that might be something we'll touch on later, but I really like what you just said, which I thought was either a resource, a party, a song, or whatever away.
Yeah.
And is that something that you feel like across the board for a lot of artists they should embrace to help them keep going, to help them, maintain perspective?
Definitely, because I think, of course there's the politics and the bullshit, but I think that's what happens now, though, is if you're dope and you put it out, the people are gonna show you, they're gonna fuck with it or not. That's just, it's maybe the old way, certain politics, I feel people can see past now. Just because a plug, you can get played here or do that, but you can do that, but if niggas ain't fucking with it, they ain't fucking with it. And they ain't jacking it, they're not jacking it. And that's just it. That's just, it doesn't really matter. You're your gatekeepers and all that shit.
Yeah.
They help. I'm not saying they don't help, but yo, bro, if your music, or if you don't have the people following you or fucking with you or really showing you that they're fucking with you, all that shit that you're doing, from your fake followers to your bots to your what's the name, all that shit don't mean nothing when it comes down to like people really engaging into what you're doing. And I feel like I like that part. I like that part where it's just like, yo, it makes everyone feel respected. Yeah. Like, all right, yeah, you might have this many followers than me, or you might have this much than me, but I'm gonna put this record out, and you saw the wave it had. Mm-hmm. You can't fake that. Like, the wave is the wave. Like, if it really popped off and niggas was really jacking it, you can't fake it. It is what it is. You're gonna have to digest that. And it makes people that are so-called on, yeah, to the people that are not on or whatever, kind of see like, yo, that shit is popping. Like, yeah, and people follow it.
And you know what? I was very happy you said that, because I was on the phone with a good friend of mine the other day. He's a musician as well, and I remember I've known him since like middle school, and the one thing that made him so unique besides his talent was he was like one of the few guys growing up that had like legitimate success on YouTube. Like he was the guy that, alright, if popping off was like on the top level was like getting millions, he was the dude that was legitimately getting like 200-something thousand, 300-something thousand views, like real views and fans. And I remember one of the things we've always talked about throughout the years, and it's something I feel like resonates now and 2019, is it's like the big equation that a lot of us creators, regardless of the field we're in, is always trying to figure out, which is, how do you always get, whether it's the social media to the real life, the transition to the next thing, to where if you're somebody that's popping on social media, how do you get that to where in real life you're known and respected, and vice versa? And I always said, to me, I think that's, in my honest opinion, like the greatest equation. Just like, how do you do that? Because even when I was talking about the podcast and stuff, I'm like, all right, social media, we may have a certain standing, but I'm like, the thing that makes me feel good about where we're going is that over these last few months, I'm starting to realize we're starting to grow even more when it comes to real life. Like, real life folks are starting to identify what Foresight is with myself and the other members, things like that. And I'm like,
co-following.
Yeah, I'm like, that makes it a lot easier to go through the process of building this, instead of being a guy that was focused on one end or the other of, oh man, I'm not known in these streets, to, oh man, I don't have enough followers on social media.
Yeah, I agree. But I also feel like what happens with great content and great substance, it might not, like, people might not see like the big ass like views, like 100,000 views, but if you're sitting here seeing real engagement and real people, because views is one thing, views show that there's something can be hot, but engagement, people commenting, people sharing, people moving, that's what makes you know, like, okay, you're fucking with me. Like I'm saying, like to me, if I can compare like careers or shit, like, I'm not gonna, and this is no disrespect to any of like artists I'll say, but I would rather have a Dreamville career and a J. Cole career than some of the littles. And there's no disrespect to any of the littles, I fuck with them, but I know for a fact that, yo, niggas that fuck with Dreamville, they're ready to go to war for these niggas. Like, I'm not fucking with you. Like, this is, like, I'm a dream villain. I'm not fucking with you. This is my squad. They're dropping something. They're doing something. I'm there because they've touched me in a place where, touched me to a music has touched me somewhere where it's at the point where, like, I'm engaging and fucking with them where I stand for them. I rep for them. That's real engagement. Now, you might do something that could set shit on fire. Don't get twisted, you get 1 million views, all that. But, like, there's a lot of niggas that got 1 million followers and 1 million views that cannot sell out a venue.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about stadiums, I'm talking about venues. Like, I'm talking about a venue that can fit 2,000, 3,000 people, cannot do that.
And some of them can't even go on an actual tour.
Yo, bro, I've seen people that had over 10 million followers literally be like 6 of them on one tour opening up for the main dude that's really bringing these numbers.
Yeah. And I was about to say too, a lot of tours these days are folks really performing. And that's another thing too, man. I'll save it for another day, but I'm feeling the way about a lot of artists claiming that they're touring, it's their tour, but your tour is really just your appearances at festivals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
But that's the. But you also got to understand. I agree with that, but it comes down to the point where we have to start to question what's a tour, because if you're on a tour on a festival, right? Let's say you're on a festival, right? There's a good chance that you can be on a like let's say you're just in a festival circuit and you're literally doing about 10 to 12 festivals. If you're on a prime time slot, you really are touring, and you really are like, you might not be headlining that festival, but there are people that are necessarily coming to see your set and then maneuver. Because I've seen where like, yo, if you're on a festival and you're in like the 1 p.m., 2 p.m. part, that's like, you're just keeping people alive and make, new music, new people fun. 3, all right, 5 to 6. 5 to 6. There's a lineup where, like, I was at the Soundset Festival. You had Trippie Redd, DMX, G-Eazy, Nas. Like, you're having all these people come up. You can't say that they're not like headlining, because now we're talking about 5 to 6,000 people in the crowd. They are coming to see these people. So yeah, that is part of your tour. You can do that. Now there are some cats that'll sit here and gas shit.
Yeah, that's and what I'm
play
saying.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I just feel, that's what I'm saying.
I agree with you on that.
Like, it's just the qualifying of it and just being real. Like, I'm not saying like, hey, look, man, you performing, you're able to do stuff, do a salute, bro. Yeah. But like, if you know, even for a big fest, I'm touring, bro, you got like a 20-minute set, bro. Like, come on, son. Like, I might give you some leeway if your set's like 40 minutes or 50 minutes, but 20? And you like, yo, I got 20 dates. Come through, and there's 20 different links for folks to buy tickets. It's like, that's why I felt
I never done with that before. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's just neither here or there.
That's
but
crazy.
Earliest music memories.
My earliest music
What
memories.
really got you into it, man?
What really got me into music? My brother used to rap. My brother, brother was like a big influence for me to rap. He was in a group, and he was nice. Like, my brother was actually a pretty dope artist, and I couldn't, I just didn't like the nigga getting all the attention. So like, yeah, we're gonna buck. I just didn't like him getting all the attention from it, and I just wanted to rap, and I always just felt like I could just do it. So I started to do it, and then I just started to, do it with my friends and do it around my town, and I was blessed to find my bro, my man Just, that was just a extremely talented artist, and that made me push to a whole nother level, because I guess I never, me doing it was like a hobby at first, but then I saw someone that was like dead nice, dead nice, so I always had to compare to that. I always had to spar with that. And then I just started to see how fast things started happening. And once I started to see fasting started happening, I think the thing that always worked for me was just my grind. Like, I grind a lot, and I was always focused. I always had hard work, and that was like my earliest moments to see necessarily us go from rapping on Morris just in front of his crib to us starting to book studio times, and things just started happening really fast. I remember one time we literally put a tape together in the summer. We was in the studio for 7 days straight, 24 hours a day, and just locked in. And these are kids. We're kids putting something together, and we didn't have any social media. We had no ways to really any outlets.
That's nuts. That's not.
And we just did it.
Fresh out of jail.
Yeah, it worked, and it just
crazy.
We worked, and we got to that point. So
side note, any projects you could recall listening to growing up that also helped, shape your love for the culture?
I can go into Biggie's my favorite rapper ever. No matter what.
Biggie and I got the same birthday.
Oh, bless his heart. Bless your heart. That's what it is. I would definitely say, if I had to pick between the two, I would put Life After Death before Ready to Die, because Life After Death, the growth of that was just a.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, it was just a different thing. We can also go into Reasonable Doubt, but Reasonable Doubt didn't become big to me until maybe 2 years after it came out. Okay. Wu-Tang Forever, and that also came out the same day as Life After Death. It was just it was pivotal for me. Nas, It Was Written.
Nice.
And then we can go into like, if I had, because like you're just saying like growing up what shaped my music.
Yeah, things you listen to that whether like, you could look back upon or you knew right away like.
That was it.
Fam, this is crazy.
Stinkyonia, Outkast, fucking, damn, there's a lot, bro. There's a lot. Like I think the reason also why I'm like I am how I am with music is I'm a fan. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan first. I'm a fan and a student of hip hop. So, and then Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill. I think I have a theory about Lauryn Hill. I have a theory about all greats. If your first album's a classic, that shit can make you or break you.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, like I think with Lauryn Hill, because her first album the impact was so strong and powerful, it became so hard to as an artist to face that. Yeah. Like to face that was something, and like I remember watching an unplugged of her. Yeah. And it was some unreleased music that was just mind blowing, and I felt so robbed and hurt when I didn't get to when that shit didn't come out because she was just something different. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of music, bro. I'm sorry. There's a lot.
No, I totally get it.
I keep going.
I totally get it. I mean, that is a sterling list. That would be different than mine. Going from, I'll tell people, yeah, man, that Blueprint. They go, okay, and then I go, yo, Bow Wow's for word, dog. What? Okay. Nah, nigga, that was a great project, man.
Stop fronting like Bow Wow didn't have no shit.
No, he was a legend. I tell people all the time.
That's no Bow Wow challenge.
Hey, this coming season on the podcast, we got a lot of appreciation episodes.
Yeah.
We got a lot of appreciation episodes, man. I'll tell you that.
And also, Bow Wow did numbers that a lot of niggas can't do.
Yeah, man.
Just give it a buck.
I was mad jealous of the folks that went to the Scream tour. I was like, freak, I want to go to the Scream tour. But I had to like my premiere. Either way. This next part of the interview series that we got, I'm really excited about as well because this is going to be different than just, Steely and I just talking. We're going to play some music. And part of this is giving Steely the chance to break down these songs. Along with the fact that I get to react and ask some questions about it. But this, I would say, is the same as when you watch sports shows and you actually talking with that player or talking with that coach and you see them break down the game. And I feel like it's the same way here. I'm just typical old art in the media guy, and I get to talk with this great athlete about their work. So, sir, what is this first song that we got?
I think the first song I'm gonna go with that pushed me to know that White London was gonna be like a different project for me was Grandmama's House. Grandmama's House was like I wrote Grandmama's House in Cali. Yeah. I was in California. I was there for the Grammys. And like a friend of mine, my man Manny YS, he just has he's also an artist, an actor also. He had this thing that he put on the Instagram. It was like a skit, and it was talking about he was talking about like going to his man's resort where he used to bring broads and shit like that. And he used to say like, yo, if you gonna go to a resort, you got your kids, leave your kids at your grandmama's house. And like he said that, and it was funny because I was dealing with a chick at the time that, son, she kept talking about us moving to the next level of our relationship, like we were dating, but I never met her kids. Like she always was like, yo, pull up, and we should move in together. Like she's moving wild fast. But I never met her kids. And she was one of those girls that was like always out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, where's your kids at? She was like, they're at their grandmother's house. And I'm like, but why? I'm talking to you for like 6 months. I've never seen I've never even seen a picture of your kid on Instagram.
No, that's a lie.
Like ever. So I'm like, all right, she's like, you want to go out tonight? Nah, I'm with my daughter. Like I'm actually with my kid. Like where's yours? And she's like, I think Grant why do you make that a big deal? Because, bitch, you want to move in together, and I don't even fucking know your kid. Which I wasn't going to fucking do it anyway, but still, that was a good word, that was a good excuse to stand on at the time. First of all, I wouldn't do that, but still, if we were, I haven't even met, the apple of your eye, the most important thing in your life. I've never even met them. So you want us to move in together? Are they coming too? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, so shouldn't I meet them? Mm-hmm. So that's where that that song, the whole hook and everything came in. Yeah. And then the rest was just me just expressing what I was going through at the time.
Hey, can't wait to hear it. Let's do it. Let's play it for the folks.
Double up the game, never change the lane. Shorty on my dagger lane, fuck a David Wayne. Cause I bring a major pain in the booty tank. Still he doing major things, nothing of the name. Fuck boy, we ain't the same, you a fucking lame. Fuck boy, we ain't the same, you a fucking lame. I'm just tryna up my chain, we ain't pay my brain. My flow is hyper like that light, I spit that cotton cane. I will win up in the game, they say my name in vain. This my
when I heard this song the first couple times, the one thing that it always impresses me is just like how you guys are able to jump on the beat and immediately find your pocket.
Love.
How are you just able to do that? Especially with records like this where you know the beat is just gonna go. Like it's gonna go, it's only gonna get faster, it's only gonna just go more and more. So how are you able to just get into your pocket that quick along with just control your breathing and stuff?
Well, alright. I feel like with I think the one thing about just artists, period, besides your lyrics and what's in content, I mean, delivery is everything. Like delivery, like we both can be saying the same thing, but if I can deliver it better, my message is gonna go further. It's gonna reach more people. And I think just like like another thing that helps me, especially with anytime recording, is being comfortable with your engineer. I'm so comfortable with my engineer, like to the point where like I don't, like right here, I didn't write this. And I'm not one of those niggas like, I never write, nigga. Like, no, like I do write rhymes.
You didn't come from the Jay-Z school?
You know what I'm saying? No, I didn't. Like, I'm not like, but the reason why I try not to write, because it sounds so much like fluent.
Yeah, that is.
I don't want to read. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm reading. So a lot of times it's like, I'll just sit there and go, and he'll just keep what he likes and erase what he doesn't like. And I could go like, this was way longer than this. This was like, Grandma's house was like 8 minutes. Because I kept going, and then he was like, all right, I'm going to keep this. That's whack. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep that. Say this better. You slurred that. Yeah, and it just kept it to that point. But yeah, like, I guess it was, to me, it's either, what captured me is the sample or the drums.
And who produced this, by the way?
This is made by my man Josh Lamont, theme music. Super dope. He produced about like 9 songs on White Linen. Wow. So definitely.
Damn near half the album?
Yeah.
What was it, 17 tracks, 18 tracks?
17 tracks. So Josh Lamont, Cool Kid, E, Overweighted, my man M3 in Seattle, and Smarts. Those are all the producers. I hope I didn't miss nobody. Because niggas be real petty in their films.
Getting Southern stories.
Yeah, that
you hate to say it.
Yeah, niggas definitely do be throwing little Southern jabs. He was like, I don't mean them. Shit, look.
Continue.
Yeah, please.
Let's get back to it because that was great. That was a great start.
Rap on me, peep just how I turn my fame. I'm a square with some jewels, call me Billy Jean. You know it light up with the squares, call me Billy Jean. I said, baby, where your kids at? Always ask her where her kids at. Steely, where you left your kids at? All up in the
Hold on. So here's a funny story about this. Tati is an amazing singer. She's an amazing singer. She's dumb young too. Like she just graduated from Iona too. Congrats.
Nice.
Tati wasn't originally supposed to be on this though.
Okay.
Originally, who was supposed to be on this was Omega, the girl that was on what's the name, on Groove.
Yeah.
So I called Omega to the studio. I'm like, yo, I got this part. We want you to sing this part, and it'll be dope. Omega asked, she's like, no, I don't think this is like my cup of tea. I don't think this is worthy for my Omega.
God.
I'm like, yo, I'm gonna act. No, I'm fucking with you. But nah, but she was like, nah, it doesn't need nothing. I don't hear it. I'm like, nah, like you'll kill it. And that's one thing that I love about because some people let ego get into things. Mm-hmm. I was happy Omega said that she didn't feel like she should be on it because it's like. She was like, I don't see what you feel, and I'm not going to force it. Yeah. And I was dope because it was like, it actually opened up for me to get Tati, and Tati did see it, and she bodied it. Mm-hmm. And it was like, dope because now I got to get 2 dope artists on my project that I really believe in their music and I fuck with it.
One of my favorite quotes is "Honesty is key."
Yo, that shit, cause I kept like, you know, when like, nah, just try it, and she's like, no, nigga, I'm not trying it. I don't see it. So what's the sense of trying? Like, I don't see what you see. And it's like, not that no, the ideas where I know that. No, she was like, yo, the song's done. I don't hear what you want. I don't think you should even add anything. I think this is dope how it is. And I'm like, nah, I hear it. And she was like, no, well, I can't give you what you want because I can't see it. And they opened up a lane for me to do that, which I'm actually very grateful.
And creative integrity.
That's what I
means so much.
Very much.
So just play a little more of this.
All right, got you.
Peace, Lord, let me do my thing. Cool in the gang, but now we don't move the same. Wrist spin around more carrots, nigga, than romaine. Niggas can't go around here. Niggas is rotating.
Let me be honest here. How many takes you think you normally go through when you're recording a song?
It all depends on how comfortable I am.
On your best day.
On my best day,
can you be one take Steely?
Yeah.
Time to time.
I can do one. I can do one all the way through. With no what's in there. I'm not gonna lie though, I don't be having a lot of best days. And then also, who's in the studio helps.
Yeah.
If I'm in the studio with people that I'm creating with and the vibe is good, I can knock out so much music. If I'm in the studio with, because there's times you'll be in the studio and an energy can make you set off like something could just be off, or even to the point where like there's something like Cool Kid. Cool Kid doesn't record with anyone. Like Cool Kid records by himself all the time. I've been like with me, he'll record, but other than that, he records by himself, and I realized why he did it, and actually it does make sense. He was like, I don't like recording with certain people because it feels like I'm performing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm performing in front of the person instead of recording.
Yeah.
And I'll do that. Like sometimes I sat here and had a whole session, and because someone's here, it'll make me feel like I'm just a natural performer. I'll perform it, and I'll dump and go hard. And then after that person leaves, I'll erase that whole entire shit and do something over.
You in the booth looking like you freaking one of the artists from Empire.
Exactly.
How they just go crazy in the booth and he just do, especially Hakeem, man, his character, he's like always performing. I'm like, fam, you in the booth, just you and Lucius, man, just rap. Just do it right ahead. But that is key because I've heard a lot of artists say that. Like, like just about, again, like, yo, not everybody could be in the studio. Because for one, it's their creative sanction. It's, you want to be in there, you want to be able to work, especially when you're caring about working. And you brought up a great point as well, just that aspect of somebody comes through to the studio and for them it's probably a rare appearance or a first time appearance. You feel like you got to go on and out. Yeah. And I remember, who said it? He said in an interview. Drake said in an interview as well, I think when this was like years ago when he was talking about like, I think making views, and he was like, the reason why I don't necessarily have, paraphrasing, is the reason why I don't really like having people in the studios because also people could be expecting to go on these nights where we're gonna make a hit and just do stuff. He's like, honestly, he said sometimes nothing happens. He said, I just sit there and speak with 40 about life, and then we'll go at it again the next night. That's
actually the most important sessions. And there's so many times me and Cool Kid will come in here and we'll argue, we'll fight, and we'll talk about real shit, and we'll literally be here for about like 4 to 5 hours and we'll record one thing. But we'll leave and that will be like I just learned something more about you, you just learned something more about me, and that necessarily kept it like it kept the vibe and the relationship that you have with your, you know what I'm saying, with your partners and your soldiers like that. Like, yo, alright, now I understand why you're like that. Now I understand, and it makes the music more organic, more natural. It can be a good
driving force.
Yeah, very much so.
Behind a lot of things.
Definitely.
And also, real quickly, I want to say salute to, the Cool, man, because that dude, immensely talented.
Amazing
I was
talent.
able to run through his project as well.
He's amazing talent. He's an amazing talent.
I was very impressed.
Very much so.
What was the origin of the friendship, the brotherhood that you two have? Because I was recently watching, it was your homecoming video.
Yeah.
And I think you may have said, or he may have said, I think it was either on some, I think we just worked on music. It either was we worked on music, then became cool, and we got to where we at, or it may have been vice versa. So please correct me if I'm wrong here. Either way, I'm still very intrigued in this brotherhood that you two have.
Yeah, we worked on music and we got cool, but it was more than that because he's his uncle's my man. Like his uncle's like one of like my homie. Like he's a big impact in just music. Period. He was on the record that I had called Nareem. His name is Nicest, and he's just like everyone that around my area that came up knows that like Nicest is just amazing talent. He's nice. So that's cool. That's Cool Kid's uncle. Okay. And I needed an engineer at the time because my engineer that was doing it, he just kind of like. He just life happened. He just couldn't do it no more. So Nice threw him to the Cool Kid towards me, and like, yeah, I gave Cool Kid like what? I remember giving Cool Kid like the keys to the studio. Like, yo, go do you, and then like, yo, let's get up and do music. And like, we started doing music, and I think what happened, what made us click so much is that I never find people that has the same drive as me. Yeah. Like I don't find people that necessarily like. I'm the type of nigga wake up at 3:30 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Yeah, and like I'll hit you up and you're up, and I'm like, yo, I didn't go to the studio. And Cool Kid's like, I'll meet you there. And I'm like, don't you have work at like 7? He's like, yeah, so nigga, let's go. Like it's like there is never. He never says no. Like he never like and I'm very weird like that. Like I'm very like I'll be in a lab. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta go to the studio. Like and I can call him anytime and he's there. Like nigga, we're at the airport and we're making like he's to pull out his fucking laptop, beat machine, and he's going. And he's like, yo nigga, listen to this. I'm like, ew, and I'll start dumping and he'll fuck around and record it, make something with it, and just like you know what I'm saying. You gotta understand this kid. Insane. Yeah, this kid sing, produces, raps, like he does all of that, and I think I can't even lie. Cool Kid even helped a lot of the project of like I write songs for people. Like a lot of people don't know. Like I ghostwrite a lot. Mm-hmm. I ghostwrite songs that's for other people, and he's like, why don't you keep it yourself? And I'm like, cause like I'm a rapper, like I can't sing songs, like that's for singers. And he was like, nigga, like it's like you gotta stop putting yourself in these boxes. Yeah, you're not no loser, nigga, but you can sing a song if you want to. That's how like I don't know why I can't. That's how those records came, because I wouldn't have kept them if Cool Kid wouldn't have been like, yo, you need to, because this is dope, and a lot of shit I would give off. So I think that's what happened. And then once I also saw his talent and his drive, I want him to win. Like that's one, like we're on the same label, right? Mm-hmm. I don't just because like I was like Stainless. I was the first one on Stainless Global. That's my label, Stainless Global. Cool Kid is signed to Stainless Global, but Cool Kid, it's not like I'm above him. Like we have equal shares in Stainless Global, mm-hmm. because like I believe in the nigga and I want him to win, and I really want him to win. And it's like when I started bringing him on tours, I knew, and I always told him this. I was like, yo, there are gonna be places that I'm in that I can get to, but there are places that I can't get to, mm-hmm. that you're going to be able to get to. Mm-hmm. Any mistake that I've made in my fucking life, nigga, you should not make the same mistake. Mm-hmm. Like, what type of big bro the fuck would I be if I let you fall through the same fucking bullshit I fell through? Like, I can't.
Each one teach one.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had to put in a situation where like anything that I've done, you can't fall to the same thing. And because like, yo, nigga, like you showed me just to the point of showing up. Sometimes that's what's more important. Like, nigga, like you showed up when there was time. Mm-hmm. So fuck it, let's ride, nigga, let's do it. And I think that's where our brotherhood really came, because like he knows what's up. Like, and he also knows that there's been a lot of times that I could have steered him wrong and did some dumb shit, and he knows that like my loyalty is what it is. Like like the reason my name truly comes, like the whole thing, Steel, the whole word. Mm-hmm. My loyalty is never bending. Like I don't like it. I am who I am. Like that's always who it is, and like that's where that comes from. And it's just like that's something that me and him was able to just build on, and it went that far. So fuck it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
He said that's beautiful.
That's great enough for real.
Yeah.
Wow. Sensational.
That's the homie.
I really want you to just talk about this grind of being an independent artist, because more than ever, the word independent gets mm-hmm. thrown around so much.
Very much so.
Across the board.
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah.
And there's counter arguments to what really qualifies someone to be independent and things like that. But it really happens in music. Mm-hmm. Well, excuse me, not but. And it happens a lot in music. Mm-hmm. As somebody that's truly independent, that's truly self-made and helped others and done a ton of things, even for you just right now, even with the progress you've made, what is your daily grind like? incorporating everything? What is it really like?
So, my main thing is, when you're independent, you have to realize that if you're gonna do something with no label, no help, no plugs, you have to understand that every single thing counts. Like everything counts, from your merch to your social media to your music. And I understand why I said these things first before I said music. Because once you necessarily are really in this, the music part, believe it or not, if you don't let any of the bullshit pull you away from your mode or your vibe, the music part is actually the most easiest part.
I believe that, yeah.
That's not the hardest part. Like that's like, believe it or not, we have to keep doing all this shit just so we can still make music.
Yeah.
Like, you have to extend yourself and give these different platforms parts of you just so you can do music. Music is literally like, I remember my man Jackson used to tell me this, like, music is literally like the business card. Yeah. Like, that's all, like that's really what it is. But it's like, I have to first speak and talk to all these different consumers in a way to let them understand that, yo, no, you shouldn't just support me or fuck with me just because I'm telling you. I have to win you over. Like, I always use this analogy, and it's real, like, especially like with independent artists, especially with just like the grind. Nigga, like, in society is literally like a fucking one-way, bro. Like, it's like a one-way. Everyone's walking the same way. Everyone's walking one way to, you know what I'm saying, to stability. Stability is the honor, and that's the actual total opposite of independence. Because there is no stability when you're independent. Like, people need to understand that. There isn't no fucking stability. So, people, like, society's total, life is just like a one-way. What happens is, when you're walking this fucking one way, you realize and start to feel like, yo, this shit is not for me. Like, this whole thing, this get up, this 9 to 5, this fucking pension, this working till I'm fucking 65 and then dying 10 years later to fucking enjoy the fruits of my labor, I don't see this in me. I don't see this becoming my thing.
Yeah.
So, alright, just like a one way, you turn around and go the opposite way. Now, you turn around and go the opposite way, what's gonna happen? You're gonna bump into people. You're gonna have collisions. And there's a bunch of people sitting here telling you, dumbass, you're going the fucking wrong way, turn around. Yeah. And you're like, no, nigga, because this way's not for me, I'm going this way. Now, your job as an independent artist, your job as someone that's going against the grain, is to convince the person that's going against you to realize that that's your way. Yeah. To actually to the point where, like, yo, you know what? You've influenced me so much that you going this way that I want to help you get over there. Yo, here's some money. Yeah. Here, let me buy your merch. Let me be your spokesperson now. Yeah. Because I fuck with you that much. Let me be that person for you. And you know what these people start to do once you start to influence each and every one of them? They move the fuck out the way. Yeah. And they say, go ahead, my nigga, like, because I believe in what you're doing. Yeah. Now, the difference between the point of being independent and being on a label, the label and the independent artist, the label has hundreds of people to move people out your fucking way. Yeah. Has hundreds of people to point and say, like, yo, this is the guy we want to win. Has hundreds of people to sit here and be like, yo, the machine is behind this person to necessarily, and which is nothing wrong with that. The only thing about it is, the message can probably be a little bit configured a different way when you have so many other people pushing this brand. The message doesn't always fall into what you really want, but when you're part of the label and part of which there's nothing wrong with that if you guys are all transparent and all on the same level, that's a beautiful thing. But when you're independent, there's no one to do anything else for you. So yeah, when I get up and when I do things, I do all this shit myself. I don't have anybody to necessarily find these resources for me. I have to find them. I don't have anybody to necessarily push my records. I have to push them. And I don't say that as a pity thing. I say that as a, like,
it's just the reality.
It's the reality of it, but it's also the point of, like, knowing that because I'm hands-on with it, my grind and my movements tend to be slower, but my impact and my return is a lot different. Like that's where, like, a lot of people don't understand, where it's like, there's nothing wrong with it if you want to sign a deal, but just understand and be cool with what you're signing over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem. It's not a problem for me to get a deal. I think the thing about it is, I've gone this far to just give all this up. I need, if I'm gonna sign to a deal or sign a label, it has to be something where
it's like a partnership.
A partnership, but also it has to be something where like it makes sense for me to necessarily have you come over and take what I've built, and how can I trust that you're gonna totally drive it to where I need it to be? Like, how do I know that this is gonna, like I'm saying, like, because I know that I have a formula. I know what's working. I think to the point is where that same analogy is, I'm the only one that's getting people to move out the way. Which, you don't get twisted. You have hundreds of people that you can get people to move it out the way. But what if the investment that I need you to have into this is, I'm looking for a cult following and longevity, and you're looking for microwave money to have right now. Mm-hmm. We find a conflict, and if this next person that is doing whatever shit that to reach the people they need to reach, and they're doing shit that necessarily kind of doesn't go with mine, but it's a faster return, and you don't give a fuck about what happens to that artist after that, yeah, that might be something you want to do. Right now I don't see that for me. Yeah. I'm not saying that I would never sign. I'm just saying that I don't see that for me. And also, and also another thing is, motherfuckers need to know your leverage. Like, a lot of niggas don't have leverage. So you want to sign a deal with no leverage, well then nigga, understand that, like, you're just a worker. Like, you can't fucking demand shit if you ain't done shit. Mm-hmm. And a lot of niggas just don't want to do shit sometimes. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it makes a ton of sense. And it also goes to, just another belief of mine, which is you should embrace just, if you're in a position to be a startup, if you're independent, because at the end of the day, for as much as it's a lot of hard work, it's about the fact that you're in control, and it's a journey that you get to embark on and that you get to see. It's not always good to be in business with people so fast and to always hand over certain things, because less control from you means more unpredictability, and that's not always the best thing, even if you get fast money, even if you get whatever it is,
But also, as in the whole, less control also leads to it leads to like actually fucking up the longevity of the culture. Like, that's the thing about it. Like, that's where I don't this kind of messes me up. It's like, there's certain artists. So we have artists, right? We have artists that are superstars and that can sit here and tour the world and make millions of dollars, but they don't impact the culture. But they're hip hop artists, right? But they're hip hop artists, but they don't impact the culture. But they're superstars, so they can tour the world and sell millions of tickets, but they can't come here and impact the art, impact the culture, where it comes to the point where change or even give to the culture. So we're at a point where we have people that track the culture, then we have people that impact the culture. Yeah. So now, tracking the culture, I'm going by your numbers. What are your numbers? I don't give a fuck what you're doing. I don't give a fuck what you're rapping about. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. What are your numbers? If you hit on all these platforms, and you're necessarily hitting on all these platforms, and you're clicking, your numbers are great, of course we want to do business with you. I want to sign you or whatever. But this is the thing that I want to know. 5 years down the line, where are you going to be? Like, who are you? If it's a trend, if whatever music he was doing, what's going to happen after that? I would rather do business with someone to the point where, like, I'm building something and creating something where anytime I want to go back, or anytime we want to go back on tour or do something, those same cult followers that grew up with us, that we did, is going to necessarily, like, we're always going to be able to hit that market again. Because we didn't cheat them out of anything. It wasn't a trend. You grew with it. Like, our favorite artists, we grew with them. Like, we literally grew up with them, from the Jays to the Coles to the Drakes to the fucking Kendricks to the Big Seans. We grew with these people. So no matter any time you're gonna do something, like, you're never gonna, like, I'm gonna always want to follow that wave, because that wave is part of me. That is part of my general. There's a nostalgic memory, feeling, emotion that comes to that. Yep. What a lot of different other artists did, just like, they want this fast money, which I don't shit on you about it. I just want to know, do realize, my nigga, if you're not able to produce these same numbers or produce the same what's names, you are just a number. You're just going to be you're a barcode, and once it's over, it's over. Yes. And I just feel like, yo, I don't want fast food followers. I want substance. I want niggas that I like shit that I've done. They can grow from. So I guess that's where I'm at with it.
As some say, sometimes good food cooks slow. When it comes to songs of this nature that could be emotional, you know, whether it's talking about love or about life, as a writer, whether it's for your stuff and you've ghostwritten for other people as well, is it easy or hard to generate that emotion while writing, or are you just writing it? And the follow-up would be, is emotion a big thing for you to have when you're writing?
Yeah, I think that's necessarily. I don't think you can write without being emotional, without being. The whole point about being a writer, from a poet to a rapper to anything, or just even like if you write books, the whole point is to be relatable to your listener, to your reader, and also to actually, for people to identify with this emotion that you're going through. Like, that's the main reason of writing. Like, that's the reason why, like, I always say, like, a witty line is dope, but a real line will last longer than ever.
Yeah.
Like, a witty line, oh, that's fire. But if someone says some shit that you be like, oh, shit, like, I know what the fuck he's talking about. Yeah. Like, or then you have lines that are witty and deep and real shit. And that's like, those are anomalies. Like, that don't happen a lot, but it happens. I think like one of my favorite lines that Drake said was, one of my favorite lines that Drake said, he said, jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. Yeah. Nigga, what the fuck? My nigga, like, that, I wish I thought about that first. Yeah. I wish I thought that, so, like, because
this is the only sign you should feel. It's the kids with your crowns over here. Yeah.
You feel me? Like, yeah, bro. Like, nigga. That shit was different, but it felt it. But it was a witty fucking line. But it means a lot. So, like, I don't think you can be a writer without emotion. Like, it doesn't, I don't think it's considered, like, poetry or lyrics or rapping. I think at that point you're just writing. Like, you're just, like you're writing for school. Like, you're writing fucking your name or something. Like, it means nothing. Like, you have to, I think your perspective has to be from emotion. And as a writer, your perspective is everything. We can talk about the same things, but how you captured it and how it made you feel, I can't do that. So, first of all, can 6ix9ine sell out the Garden?
I ain't gonna front.
No.
$20,000? No, I'm saying the way he was building up though, like his hype was like something crazy. I'll give him a surprise one time. It's crazy that sounds. I'll give him a surprise one time. A surprise one time.
You high as hell.
I don't think he would. I don't, like I said, one time. Because his hype, let's remember, his hype at one point
I will not lie.
was insane.
I will not lie and sit here and act like Instagram did not get boring as fuck when that nigga got locked up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. And tell you the truth, I was a fan of just his whole, like, I was a fan of just how his approach on things was, and he was kind of really exposing a lot of fuck shit that, like, yo, I don't need this, I don't need that, and I'm still popping. I'm not on radio, I'm not on this, I'm not on that, and I'm still popping. That for an independent artist, and to see how that came, that was dope. I don't know, the principles I was brought up on, yeah, I can't condone a lot of shit that he did, though. But I can respect that part, that aspect of it.
I just don't think he got the music to do it. Like, he doesn't have enough music to do it.
But isn't that different than maybe one's ability to attract
the
audience, just the fan
I'm about
base?
to say, you don't need to, bro. You're saying he didn't have enough music. It's about 11 for 11, my nigga, right?
Alright, so for this last song, that really completes this understanding of you, this defining of you, what shall it be, good sir?
This is a record that I'm gonna drop soon. It's not on White Linen, but it's just like a single that I wanted to drop from
new stuff.
Yeah, some new music. You know what I'm saying? Why not?
Nice.
Just a single to just like every artist feel like, you know, you wanna just drop something to let niggas know you're still working and just doing shit. Just to end the summer off. But also I wanted White Linen to me was like very melodic. It was very like, you know, songs and stuff like that. I just wanted to get back to the bars for a second.
Nice.
I want to get to like just want to rap. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's so. Let me not say that's on its way back. I hate when people say that. Like, yo, real rap's coming back. I hate when niggas. That's equivalent to a nigga being on stage like, yo, this is that real hip hop. Any nigga that goes on stage and says that's no real hip hop is gonna be trash. That's the worst song. I hate when people say that. Yo, this is about to be this real hip hop.
I'm not following.
Don't tell me what the fuck is that. But like, I just feel like it's not the point of coming back, but it's the point of like, it's being it's starting to necessarily create its own realm again, where like, yo, you can literally be a rapper and just spit bars and really still be popular or do your thing. Yeah. You don't have to always fall into what everyone else is doing. Yeah. Me, I love all music, so I do everything. But like, this is, I just like to rap sometimes. Like that's where I'm from.
Well, I'm ready to get barred up. Let's hear it. Come on.
Look at that beautiful being music. What was it?
Let's hear it. And this is called
Peace.
Peace. Perfect.
Peace to all mankind. There's a war going on outside. Shit is genocide. White people knocking my music. My flow is gentrified. I'm in the crib knocking off, trying to catch a vibe. Ain't nobody gave me that feeling, nigga, that's still alive. I jump up in the sky, I blew a check. You want a blue check? We got different meanings of verified. I'm two-faced, peep the Gemini. I pray to God when a nigga feel the devil vibe. Like angel hair, nigga mixed with the devil pie. I'm with the gang, you with the pigs, a different set of guys. You wouldn't testify, but you would testify. Nah, nigga, please chill, don't let it fly. Billie Jean stunning, you strap wrong from magazine something. I mean, I lean something. Me and cool kid like the 87 Lakers when we get between something. Or with that hook, hit Kareem something. Nah, nigga, it ain't your usual. No melodies, no musical. It's that backing up, stick a coke in your cuticles. Come through, bag it with them, have a funeral. Different, my neck. Shit, man, I'm getting bigger, my neck. But still humble, man, it's sticking to my neck. Niggas don't live for the glory, but shit that each his own. Close my eyes, face on my face, and then I reach my zone. Niggas talking kings out here, and they some fucking clones. What's the sense of having the crown, and nobody watch the throne?
How crazy would it be if somebody really did bag a widow at a funeral?
Yeah, that's that feel. That's how.
That's a good movie.
It's a dope movie, actually.
It's probably been done before.
Oh, that's hard. I should do that.
You're right about that.
But like, how foul is the nigga though? Like, how foul is he for doing that?
He's from New York.
That make you feel like, why did he actually show up to the funeral?
But like, bro, but what if like, alright, so then like, let me try it, because I think for all directors of all movies, many people that like do movies, your job is, if you're like showing something fucked up, is to kind of give that person like a backstory or give that person some type of a like make him look less like a monster. What if the nigga that died was wild fucked up?
Yeah.
Like, he was wild fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
He was wild fucked
What
up.
if he stole homie girl? Like,
Exactly. That nigga died and he bagged it. Like,
And that is the type of thing I think about when watching movies, and that's exactly why my girl doesn't like going to the movies. Because I will sympathize. I will look for a deeper story.
yeah,
I'm
that would
like,
be good.
don't get me. I just understand good writing, folks.
Good.
That was a new interview. I'm really happy you was able to tune in and watch for this new series we got. Again, working title, but I'm happy you watched the first edition of. This is an interview I'm excited for, featuring SteelyOne.
Sure.
Make sure you guys stay tuned. Follow us on all socials. And yeah, man, that's just that. I got other things to do. Come on, let's go.
Uh-huh.